Hey, Composing Gloves here, and today we're going to be talking about half diminished chords. First, let's build a couple, and then we'll talk a little bit about their applications and why we're talking about them now, because it is a little strange. So there are two. These are sort of the bane of some people who are just starting out in theory in their theory class. So a half diminished chord is a diminished chord with a minor seventh. A full diminished chord is a diminished chord with a diminished seventh. So we call this one half diminished because the seventh isn't necessarily, it's not diminished, whereas the full diminished is a diminished chord with a diminished seventh, meaning we lower the seventh 2 half steps. And here we're only lowering the seventh 1 half step. So let's go ahead and build one. We'll start on this here F. And so we're going to put down, so we say, okay, well, F, we need a diminished chord. And I'm going to do it the incorrect way first. So if you think of the diminished chord, you might be tempted to put A flat, B natural, and say this is a diminished chord. And you might say, well, okay, they have the same notes as the F diminished chord would. The F diminished chord, would play an F, a B, or what would look like a B, and an A flat, because that would be the major chord. But remember, this is why I encourage people to say, well, we put down, whenever we're going to make a 7th chord in root position, we're moving relative to F. And so the notes must be in these positions, because this is, again, the 3 and this is the 5. And so we know that this has to be some sort of a 5th. So it's actually going to be A flat and C flat, not B natural. So that's my little spiel on inharmonics. Please do correct inharmonics. You will have double flats, and actually you end up with more double flats in this case than you would come across like double sharps. And then, okay, we have that. And then, of course, we need a minor 7th. And from F, now, if you think of the dominant 7th, if you're quick at making those, well, you think, oh, that would have an E flat. And so that minor 7th would carry over, of course, it'd be the same note. So it's E flat. And you get the sound of a half diminished chord. So, it's a nice sound. It's actually really, really useful, especially when you want to get more colorful and get away from like pretty basic triad chord progressions. So, okay, let's build another one because that was pretty quick. Let's go ahead. Let's work with this D. And this is a worksheet, of course. Download link in the description to this worksheet. It's a MuseScore file, as well as the theory. The theory workbook also includes the answers. I include answers. And these are all root position. Oh, and we need to label it. So let's label it really quick. So this is F half diminished. In MuseScore, of course, we have to go to our settings, general. I showed how to do this in previous videos. Go to chord symbols, and we need the jazz. It has to be the jazz one, or maybe you have a custom one, in order to get the half diminished symbol. So we hit apply, select a note in the chord, hit Control K, and this is F, and then we type in 0 for half diminished, and it puts our half diminished symbol in there. And so there you have F half diminished. Cool. Let's do another one. And this time, sort of do it on a macroscopic level, because that was pretty microscopic. So let's do, okay, we need a diminished chord. So we have D. Well, D diminished is D, F, and D, F, A flat. And then we need a minor 7, which is just C. And that's it. And then we label it, Control K, and we say this is D half diminished. And that's it. So that's what you're going to be doing for these. Now you might be asking, do they carry properties like the dominant 7th? Like the dominant 7th was the most important 7th chord we talk about at this point in our time. And so they're not like, we look at these mostly for their qualities. They give us some strange abilities, but we don't talk about those abilities until later on. For now, we just need to know what they look like, how to make them, how to recognize them. When we get into inversions, you'll have to see these things, and it's just because they come up. And as we get into part writing and go into some other areas, the way you can use this will become much more clear. But for now, we're just going to kind of leave it in a little bit of a shroud of mystery, and we're going to focus on making them. We will use them. We will do a composition exercise and stuff, but we're not going to be talking about like the specific properties they have to offer quite yet. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to go through, you're going to build them. It's a pretty easy exercise. There are a number of double flats. So again, watch your inharmonics. And that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe, support me on Patreon, and have a blessed day.